It's in my bones to be friendly. I love connecting and helping. In the spring of 2015, I enroll in a Buddhist chaplaincy program to weave the heart of service more deeply into my life. Around the same time, I get a job at REI. It feels like a perfect fit. My love of people and my love of adventure, wrapped together. The chaplaincy program is a master's level thesis-driven program, and I plan to write about climate change. As my understanding of the nature of suffering grew, I noticed something. Working in the service industry was challenging. I would come home worn out. My feet ached. All I wanted was a beer. I reality checked my feelings to see if customer service was hard for just me or if it was a shared experience. I asked my coworkers 3 important questions. Hey, is this job tiring for you? And I would get replies like, after working this week, I'm dead inside. Do you feel any shame working this job? And one girl began to cry, and a man looked away. How do you take the edge off? And people would talk about coming to work high or hungover. I was compelled to write my thesis on the hardship I saw all around me. I researched. 10 months, 55 written pages, and over 100 references. I took a deep dive. One of the first things I found is that our definition of the working class is outdated. Working class conjures up images of men in factories, coal miners, hard, honorable work, making something and earning a decent wage. This was true in the 1940s, but today, due to automation, deregulation, and globalization, these jobs make up less than 10% of the workforce. The new working class are service professionals, what some refer to as pink-collar work. Retail is the largest occupation in the US, followed by cashiers and food service. These aren't just teenagers or college students. This is the main occupation for millions of Americans. The average income of these jobs fall well below the average national income of $50,000 a year. The livable wage for 2 working adults and 2 children is $65,000. That family needs to work nearly 4 full-time minimum wage jobs or a 78-hour work week per working adult to earn a living wage. The reality is 2 of every 5 US workers make less than $15 an hour. We don't live in a knowledge economy. We live in a low-wage economy. Grocers, retail workers, home health aides, baristas, waiters, waitresses, and fast food workers. These people are the working class. So on the one hand, we have this huge population of people struggling to make ends meet, but we forget that customer service can be emotionally draining. The phenomenon is well documented, and it's called emotional labor. Emotional labor is the management of feeling to create a publicly observable facial and bodily display. Physical labor harnesses employees' strength, while emotional labor uses employees' expressions and emotions to meet workplace goals. This can draw on our deepest sense of self. For service employees, company manuals dictate emotional requirements. Think service with a smile. Emotion regulation is the effort to match emotion requirements at work. There are 2 emotional labor strategies, surface acting and deep acting. Surface acting is response-focused. It's putting on a mask, suppressing negative feelings to create expected positivity. Say I'm at work and approach a guest. Hello, how's it going today? And the response is, just looking. Let me tell you what that feels like. Rejection. When you were young, did you ever ask another kid to play with you and that kid just said, no, you're gross? Over time, I've learned not to take it personally, and I've given up on asking how people are doing. Daily surface acting has been linked to increases in anxiety, tension, burnout, sleep problems, substance abuse, and is most damaging if active behaviors violate who you think you are. The second strategy is deep acting, which determines felt emotion, like thinking happy thoughts. It's true. It helps reduce strain, but it's still associated with exhaustion, requires more effort than authentic expression. Deep acting comes with its social stories about what we aspire to feel, and may involve deceiving oneself as much as deceiving others. So what can we do? As employees, take ownership of your experience. One way is job crafting, or changing work tasks, relationships, and the meaning you give your work. Maybe it's learning a new skill that requires less interaction, or even joining the Fight for 15 movement. We have a choice on whether we view our own well-being as a workable challenge or get locked into spirals towards depression and burnout. As customers, perhaps most important is to remember that people working in the service industry are people first and roles second. Practice treating people like people. Make eye contact. Respond to the question you're asked. And if you're feeling really outgoing, ask how their day is going and stop to listen. I have a story that gets to the heart of this. So I'm working in the footwear department, and there's a man who's being a jerk. I'm frustrated. I go in the back and take a breath. I remember, as chaplains, we choose to connect. I go back out and ask him, "Why do you need new boots?" He looks up and says, "I'm going on a trek in Nepal to honor the passing of my son's life." He explained that his son died in a mountaineering accident, and it became clear he blamed himself. He wasn't a jerk. He was a grieving father. As we talked, he sat up straighter, made eye contact. We were with each other. And this is where the magic really is: connection. We can operate out of belief that interactions are just transactional. Just another customer, just another waiter, just an other. What happens when we take the risks to move beyond our safe, predictable roles, really meeting whomever we're with? I practice this by staying present to my felt experience and remembering my intention to connect. When I connect with myself as a living, breathing person and not just a retail robot, and I tell a customer, "I'm not good, I'm actually tired," or "I can't carry more than 8 shoeboxes at a time," everyone softens. Usually we joke and relax a bit. Those moments when we meet one another are more precious than any 20% off coupon. Or I'll try and connect, and it's disappointing. When I reach out to you with honesty and we just miss. That's important too. It's a good reminder to let go of expectation. When we acknowledge our own and others' humanity, everyone notices. Pay attention to who you turn towards and who you turn away from. And please, be gentle with yourself. Opening to each moment is a continuous, lifelong practice. The process is the goal. Appreciate that none of us are living one-dimensional stories. Thank you.